Hello, everyone. I'm Michelle Jimenez, and I'm a social science researcher at the Stanford Department of Emergency Medicine. In this section, we're going to talk to you about the ways to best provide support for friends and family members who are survivors of intimate partner violence. Joining me is Adriana Garcia. Welcome.
Hi, I'm Adriana Garcia, and I am the Community Prevention Coordinator at Nexter Solutions to Domestic Violence. I'm excited to be here today and share this information.
We are very happy to have you here.
Given the sensitive nature of this topic, we recommend using the following additional safety steps if you might be at risk for intimate partner violence. 1. Find a safe and private space to listen. 2. Please use headphones to listen to this video. And 3, pull up another website on the latest news or some random webpage so that you can easily change tabs if anyone approaches you during this video viewing.
Also, please remember that your internet history can be monitored. So please clear your browser history and your YouTube history after viewing this video. In the show notes below, there's a link to instructions on how to clear your browser and YouTube history, and a link to a news website to escape to if needed.
In some videos, we may also talk about legal issues that have come up during the pandemic. Our aim will be to make you aware of these, but once again, you should talk to a lawyer if you have any legal concerns of your own.
Now, let's get started. Unfortunately, a lot of us have seen reports from around the world about the rise in intimate partner violence, or IPV, and domestic violence during COVID 19.
In this video, we'll go over some common warning signs of potential intimate partner violence, as well as practical recommendations and steps that you can take to try to assist someone who is experiencing intimate partner violence during the pandemic and beyond. It is very important to remember that although you want to help someone, sometimes reaching out can make a situation even worse.
We will go over what to do and what not to do to make sure you have a thorough understanding of how to try to support someone in this extremely sensitive and difficult situation.
Globally, the World Health Organization estimates that 1 in 3 women experience intimate partner violence in their lifetime. In the United States, the Center for Disease Control estimates that 1 in 4 women and 1 in 10 men experience some form of intimate partner violence.
My question for you is, what can we do about it? How do we even know when someone's experiencing intimate partner violence? Often survivors suffer in silence. Are there warning signs of abuse or things that I should look out for?
Yes, this is an important question. Common warning signs include if someone seems afraid of their partner, if they suddenly start acting differently as they get more involved in a relationship, or if they stop talking or seeing family and friends. Other signs include if the partner seems very controlling where their partner is or who they are seeing. Partners may also be controlling of finances and other decisions.
Other warning signs include if this person you know seems unusually quiet or anxious, or if they seem to have physical injuries that can't be explained well. Of course, it is important to remember that these factors may not necessarily mean the person is experiencing intimate partner violence, but there are signs that you should be aware of and make a note to connect with them about in a safe and private way. So, what should I do if I see some of these warning signs and I'm worried that my friend or family member is experiencing intimate partner violence or domestic abuse?
First, let them know that you are always available to talk about anything and to support them. If they want to talk to you about this, find a private, safe space to talk in person, over the phone, or on video call. Always have a safety plan, even if you are on a phone call or video call. A safety sentence or word like, oh, you had pizza for dinner, so that you know that the person who harms might have entered the space. It can also be a safety signal, like if the person ties their hair back or scratches their nose over a video call.
Okay, if I find a private and safe place to talk and the person discloses that they are experiencing intimate partner violence, what do I do then?
This is the most important question. If someone discloses their experiences to you, you should use your brains. B, believe them. Survivors are often worried that no one will believe them, despite the fact that false reports are incredibly uncommon. R, reassure them this is not their fault. This type of violence is never the fault of those who experience it.
Okay, got it. B, believe them. R, reassure them. Brains. What's next?
A, Affirm their feelings and experiences. For example, make sure to say that there is no one right way to respond to trauma or this type of experience. I. Inform them of their rights and available resources. Look up domestic violence and intimate partner resources in your area and seek specific advice that those trained professionals on how to approach a situation. You can make a full list of resources in the area for domestic violence, but also include other resources such as resources for childcare, food, housing, healthcare, mental health, etc. Do not use words like domestic violence or names of shelters on the list. Try to keep it as phone numbers and abbreviations so that if the person who is abusing finds the list, it will not cause more trouble.
Okay, got it. What's next?
And never take action without their consent. You want to give power and control back to the survivor, except in the cases of children or people who cannot advocate for themselves, like some elderly people and some people with developmental disabilities. S, support them in self care. Support them in whatever action they choose to take, and if they change their mind later. Maintaining regular contact with the person is the best way to try to support someone who might be experiencing intimate partner violence and ensure that they can safely disclose to you when they want to and make decisions that are the best for them. Make sure to practice self care.
That makes a lot of sense. Brains. Believe, reassure, affirm, inform, never take action without consent, and support and self care. Anything I should not do?
Yeah, it can be very concerning and scary when you suspect that someone you know is being hurt or abused. Some actions might potentially escalate the situation for the survivor. Here are some things you should not do. 1. Do not try to blame or shame the survivor. 2. Do not confront the partner. This might make the situation worse for the survivor. 3. Do not call the police on them unless you think someone is in immediate danger. What we mean by danger is being in a situation where there is a serious threat of physical harm or death. There are safer alternatives to addressing domestic violence other than calling the police. Getting the police involved may not necessarily end the abuse, but can actually make the situation worse for the survivor. 4. Do not directly ask the survivor if they are being abused. Remember that this person is in a close relationship with their partner, and intimate partner violence is an extremely stigmatized topic. Instead, let them know you are concerned about their safety. Offer your support and let them know they are not alone. And lastly, do not text or email them about your concerns. Remember that people who abused often access, monitor, and control survivors' phones and emails. Never leave any evidence that may potentially cause more problems for the survivor.
That makes a lot of sense. What about once I know that my friend or family member is experiencing intimate partner violence? What should I do in that situation?
Once you know that someone you care about is experiencing intimate partner violence, you must continue to respect their choices and listen without judgment. Make sure that they know that you are always a resource and source of support, someone they can always come to with anything. Ensure that they do not feel judged or criticized by you. Do not tell them your opinions about what they should do unless they specifically ask you, but simply support them as much as you can.
Right. It's also important to maintain regular contact with them to ensure that they are safe. And think about the different ways you can be helpful or supportive, potentially cooking a meal or taking care of their kids.
Right, this is a great way to support someone and also remember to research resources and let them know about available resources if necessary, but try not to force these options onto them. And again, please make sure to take care of yourself as well. It is very, very hard to support someone who is experiencing IPV, so make sure that you have your own support systems in place as well.
Thank you for all those great tips. Being respectful, being a continuous source of support rather than judgment, and researching local spaces of help all sound like really good ways to be there for someone who's experiencing intimate partner violence.
Yes, and don't forget to take care of yourself in the process. So, in this video, we have talked about signs of abuse, what to do and not to do if you think your loved one is experiencing intimate partner violence, and tangible ways to support the people you care about. This can be a difficult topic to discuss, so we really appreciate you joining us and learning more about it.
Yes, thank you so much for being here today.